Hey everybody, thank you so much for logging on today. This is Angel Benton, and you are watching Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and we do a few reality shows on the side. And one of those reality shows that we're doing is The Real Housewives of Atlanta. But before we get into that, do my lips look wider than normal? I look like I'm losing a little bit of color on my lips. I don't know. It's weird. A little strange. I know I need a haircut really bad, like I'm getting mulletish. So we're gonna get that trimmed up this weekend. Okay, so the Housewives of Atlanta. So here's the thing. With the Housewives of Atlanta, everyone is basically pissed off at Portia. Now, in all fairness, it's because Phaedra got fired. I mean, if Phaedra was still on the show, they would be hella more furious at Phaedra than they are at Portia. Okay, so let's just say that right now. Second of all, it also has to do with Portia's other job. She is a talking head on Dish Nation, which, dishes celebrity gossip. Now, you've got to understand, especially if you're going to go on the show and Dish Nation and you're going to talk about any of the people that you work with, they're going to be pissed off at you. Comes with the territory. So, at the end of last episode, Nene went off on Portia. And that's how this episode this week started. She was on Portia. She was just on her like stink on shit. She was just letting her have it. She said a caller called in and asked who I thought should leave the show, and I said freak and fraud, because that's what I thought. But I did not call anyone at Bravo. I did not say fire Portia. I never used the word fired, which to me is just semantics. But I mean, do I think that she actually tried to get Portia fired? No, I don't. But I never said the word fired. I mean, that's semantics, but I don't think that she actually did try to do that. I think she gave her opinion that she thought she should be fired, but she didn't go around saying you have to fire Portia. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, we'll talk about that some other time. Sorry. I was going to tell you a story and an analogy, but it's something that I should probably keep to myself. So I'm trying to learn how to self-edit, just in terms of the things that I say. Now, I don't think that I necessarily am one of those people like Ramona from the Housewives of New York, who is like always says the wrong thing just because it comes in her mind. She says it. I'm not one of those people, but I do have a tendency to overshare just a little bit. I'm trying to dial back on that. Anywho, all right. So what they did was they went to San Francisco. Oh my God. And then, well, first of all, they had a little wedding for Kenya, and she married Matt, who was actually a cardboard cutout. And you know what? I love the fact that Kenya was okay with it. She went along with it. She thought it was hilarious. I think that's good. I think that's really sweet. Her grandmother had just died, and her grandmother raised her. So, she was devastated. And so she ended up having to leave the San Francisco trip early, but it was nice that the girls did that for Kenya. They threw a little wedding together for her. That was really cute. That was a nice moment. Okay, so shopping for this wedding, half of the girls went shopping to Fisherman's Wharf. I really wish they would have showed some of the food at Fisherman's Wharf, though. Fisherman's Wharf has some of the best food. Oh my God, it's so good. And it's not just seafood. There's a place, it's actually a Chris Cosentino restaurant, and it's called Boca Lune Salumeria. Oh my God, and they have these, they're like ice cream cones, but they're like paper ice cream cones, like a snow cone is in, and it's filled with meat. And it is so good. It's delicious. Oh, and the Sheraton Fisherman's Wharf. All the hot European boys go to the Sheraton Fisherman's Wharf. I don't get it. They must have some sort of special or something in Europe, because there's always just hot men. Oh, I need to go back to San Francisco. Whew. Okay, anywho. So half of them were at the Fisherman's Wharf, and the other half went to Chinatown. So they get to Chinatown, which is pretty authentic, and Portia says, "Oh, I love this Chinatown. It is so nice. It's like getting off the train and I'm in the middle of Tokyo." Okay. Maybe someone should kind of have a little chat with her and say, Tokyo is in Japan and Chinatown is supposed to be China. Now, there is a Japantown in San Francisco, and it's not that far from Chinatown, but I'm sure that both Japanese and Chinese people are sick of people making, because I remember I was in the Hercules Victory Parade at Disneyland, and I was doing the Mulan Parade at night, and we had performers come from China. We had Chinese acrobats in the parade with us, and one of the girls in the Hercules Parade, she wasn't in Mulan, but she was in the Hercules Parade, and she asked me, she was like, "So do they get all those Chinese performers from Japan or what?" I said, "Girl, let's think about what you just said. Do they get all of those Chinese performers from Japan?" No, they get them from China, which would make them Chinese performers. She was like, "Oh my God, that was really dumb what I said, huh?" I was like, "Well, kind of." She was like, "Don't you tell anybody about this." But I figure, you know what? 20 years have gone by. I think it's okay. I can tell that story. And I didn't tell you her name. Anywho. So, after they were done with the, shopping and the wedding and everything, then they went to a vineyard in Napa Valley. They took a train. And I knew this was coming because Candy was like, "Well, Portia don't got too good luck with trains. Maybe she'll know this ain't the Underground Railroad." So I was like, okay, we knew that was coming. I was waiting on that one. And then they got to the vineyard. And this is what I don't understand about vineyards. Especially, obviously most of the vineyards on the housewives. But, I'm sure a lot of vineyards do this. And they made the girls step on the grapes. Now, I don't know if anybody remembers this, because I doubt anyone hardly ever watched this season, but on The Real Housewives of D.C., not Potomac, D.C., Mikhail and Tarek, the Salahis had a vineyard, and they had the girls come over, and they had the girls stomp on grapes. And Kat, the British one, who was a bitch, but I loved her, she was like, "Really? These are supermarket grapes, right? These are not the grapes that grow on this vine. These are grapes you buy at the supermarket. Are you seriously having us stomp on supermarket grapes?" I was like, first of all, that's fierce that you can clock a supermarket grape and a wine grape. Fierce. Second of all, double fierce, she called them out on it right in front of the cameras. That was pretty fierce. So, but I don't understand. They don't really do that anymore. They really don't. It's not necessary, so they don't really do it anymore. I don't understand. But it was funny, though, was that seeing all of the ladies, like, hike up their dresses and walk around, and stomp around. They reminded me of my favorite I Love Lucy episode is the one where she's stomping on the grapes and she gets into the fight with the woman. It's hilarious. It really is hilarious. I love that episode. Anywho, yeah, I don't understand why they always make them do that. Or why do people even do that? Why do people even think that? It's not that they don't think it's okay. First of all, I'm sure they don't use the juice that is stomped on by people. Second of all, maybe if they just said, "This is what it was like back in the day." You know what I mean? Because I don't know anybody, at least none of the vineyards in California that I know of, they hire people to stomp on grapes. I just don't see it. Sorry. So, anywho, thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Angel Benton. You can hashtag RHOA or Real Housewife Shit to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Or you can also hashtag Bold and Beautiful to talk about the Bold and Beautiful, which I'm doing tonight. And you can hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel to get my YouTube videos sent to your email inbox every single day. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.